I got to know Donald Trump after he spoke here in 2012, and I learned so much about him that the public never hears, and I wanted to share that with our audience. Right after he visited here last time, I called him about a large Christian ministry in another state that needed some help. I learned within a day or two he had donated $100,000 of his own money. He learned about Clyde Frazier Jr., who ran the Harlem Hoops tournament in the inner city and was killed in the 9/11 attacks, and he searched down the family and he donated the money to keep that tournament going. Example after example like that of just generosity that never made it into the public's eye. His limousine broke down one time. A couple stopped and helped him. He paid off their mortgage a few days later. These are all things that you never hear about Donald Trump because he comes across as sort of a tough businessman. And it just reminded me so much of my father, because my father would make politically incorrect statements all those years, and in real life and in his personal relationships with people, he gave away so many scholarships to students at Liberty. He almost bankrupted the school here. And Trump was watching a report about a Maytag plant that moved out of Iowa into Mexico. And the three companies in that report, he actually searched them out. They were about to go out of business because Maytag had left. And he found ways to buy products from those companies through his hotels to keep them in business. He gave the money to the local Domino's pizza restaurant so they could buy cheese and bread and keep their business in business. And those are just things I thought the world needed to know about Donald Trump, because the Bible says, by their fruits you shall know them. But when you look at the fruits of his life and all the people he's provided jobs, I think that's the true test of somebody's Christianity. I think just the personal generosity. I noticed at the debate in Charleston the other night, he was the only candidate who came down off the stage and greeted the crowd personally, posed for pictures. Everybody else was too important, too busy, too tired. And that's the kind of thing that, you know, we've been promised as evangelicals and conservatives. So many promises have been made to us by career politicians over the last few decades. You know, I told the crowd this morning, the polls seem to indicate the founding fathers believed that this country should be governed by citizen legislators. And I think the polls are starting to indicate that the American public want to see somebody who has succeeded in real life, not career politicians. And I think that's why he's surging.